Time to find out, can you beat Fallout New Vegas as a Chinese soldier? Now, I want to only use Chinese weapons and armor, but sadly Fallout New Vegas doesn't allow Chinese weapons, so the only things I'm allowed to use are Chinese stealth armor and a silenced pistol because I thought it was fitting for the run, as I made my name Mao Zedong after, well, a great commander. Tried my best to try to make him look like Mao. I did an okay job, I guess. As then it was time for me to pick my special stats, as I was going to go for a sneak gun build. First time I ever did that, so I put most of my points into agility and luck, as it seemed fair. I then went for guns, medicine, and sneak. I should have went for speech, but I'll go more on that far later into the video. As I picked my special skills, I then decided to pick Trigger Discipline and Wild Wasteland, because, well, why not? I figured they're both pretty good for the run. As then I made sure that hardcore mode was on, because we're playing on the hardest difficulty on hardcore, because I'm not a little wuss. As then I checked to make sure that I was on very hard, and yes, in fact, I was on very hard. As then I decided to go through the shortcut through the Scorpion Valley to get through Hoover Dam. You see, the only armor that's Chinese in the game is the Chinese stealth armor. And the only way to get it is to do the DLC in Old World Blues, which will give you Chinese stealth armor, or you can simply go to the Hoover Dam. This one won't turn you invisible, it simply just gives you, well, +5 in sneak. But I don't feel like fighting a bunch of robots and dying 10 million times. I don't even know if it's possible to do it naked with only a pistol, so I'm not doing Old World Blues. As then, I decided to go out and buy some armor. Luckily, the gun runner sold my pistol ammo, which is nice. Yeah, the only good thing about this weapon is, well, I guess there are a few good things. The great crits it does, and how ammo is very abundant. As then I decided to go back and do some quests to level up, as I decided to help out against the powder gangers, as the pistol does decent damage against them, but it's not great. And keep in mind, these are, well, enemies you first encounter in the game, so I'm not too excited. Luckily, the crits saved me, and I am going to rely on stealth and crits for the rest of the game. I mean, not surprising, I didn't expect not to, but still, I thought it was worth mentioning, as I was able to get a few crits off and kill some powder gangers harassing the town, and I saved them with the ideals of communism. After saving Goodsprings and showing them the ways of communism, I then went to the town of Primm, as it's time that I bring back law and order, and as I was going back to get ammo, I managed to get a stealth kill on a fiend, which was, well, very nice. Usually I don't show random encounters like this, but something like that I thought was fun. As then I went to fight some powder gangers who were harassing the town, as Mao doesn't put up with any criminals. As I easily slaughtered them one by one, making it through them. Now, I'm able to get a few stealth shots, but after a while they do end up seeing me. But look at this, now that was cool. But yeah, he does eventually close the distance, and after seeing how many shots it took to kill him, I was not that happy. Eventually though, I did make it to the deputy after killing some powder gangers, and he told me to get a new sheriff because he's too much of a coward to do it. As I tried to program the robot because a communist robot sheriff is cool, but I didn't have enough science. So I decided to do another quest to get some experience to upgrade my science perk. Now, what quest would that be? Well, Boulder City, of course. So I just skipped down the Boulder City and talked to the Great Khans, gaining lots of XP, being able to put it into science. Nice. Now, with the perks into science, I decide to install a communist robot to show the people. Think about it. Robots don't eat. Robots don't sleep. I mean, starvation is what killed most of our countries. So, yeah, that gets rid of most of the problems. I do go back to Boulder City and try to free the hostages, but I'm not able to do it sneakily. And anytime I free the hostages, they try to fight with their fist and die. So that doesn't work out very well. So instead, I try to get sneak attacks on the NCR. And, well, it actually works. And since I kill each NCR soldier stealthily, the NCR doesn't actually aggro with me, because if you kill someone while hidden, they don't aggro against you. Fun fact. And I even make one go flying, which is always fun. As I take down the NCR soldiers one by one, doing it stealthily, without them noticing. You think they would notice a body flying like 10 feet in the air, but apparently they don't notice that. Oh well. As I'm able to kill all of them without getting caught, which honestly felt really good. Like, after that, I was pretty hopeful for this run, I am not gonna lie. Dealing with the NCR, I then talked to the Great Khans as they thanked me for letting them out, and they told me where Benny was. As then I was able to get a nice perk. I don't show most perks like a lot of YouTubers do, but that one's gonna help out quite a bit, so I decided to show it. And then I learned the kings are hoarding water. Water should be for everyone. Food and water belong to the people, not just whoever the king likes. So in the name of communism, I decided to take them down. To show the world that communism is the way, by giving them free food and water. And I was also thirsty, so those little bit of selfish reasons, I guess. But after drinking the water, I wanted to show the king no hard feelings, and maybe put them on the right path to communism. So, by the way, I'm going to roleplay a lot in this run. I am not a real communist. I just wanted to put out there. Anyway, I then decided to investigate a bodyguard, as I was able to use my medicine to determine that, well, none of these guys were dead. And then a glitch happened where they just started floating in midair. I've actually never seen that before. But it's New Vegas, so glitches are a dime a dozen. As then I go back to the king, and he told me that I should help deal with the NCR. As I decided to investigate, I didn't want a peaceful solution at first, but then I would learn something horrifying that would set me off. More on that later. As then I learned that the NCR were handing out food for free, a glorious and noble task, but they were only giving it to NCR citizens. That means they weren't giving it to everyone, so in the name of communism and equality, I must take them out, to ensure that they don't trap people with their capitalistic ways, and to ensure that the food is handed out to everybody. As in I kill the NCR there. And if you just go in and kill the people handing out food, you complete the quest. This is how I normally do it because it's the fastest way to complete the King's quest line. And the NCR gets barely any infamy towards you at all, so it's really worth it. As then I go back to the King, and he says thank you very much. As then I decide to use my favor to turn them communist. Just kidding, that's not an option. As I use my favor to get into the strip. But on my way to the strip, I've never had this happen before. Victor actually finds me in New Vegas. I honestly didn't know he could do that. As then I tell him to piss off, and then I go into the strip and use my passport to get in. As then I decide to kill Benny and some people there, because casinos, well, they're capitalist. They're ways for rich people to steal poor people's money. We can't stand for that. So I kill some of the people working at the casino, and then I go out and kill all of Benny's men. And they all go down in one headshot. So I'm honestly getting pretty excited about this, as I think Benny will be a cakewalk. And I'm wrong. For some reason, Benny is headshot proof. But all of his men aren't. I have no idea why that is. And then Benny tears me to shreds and kills me instantly, even though I shot him 10 million times in the head. Yeah, it was not fun. This time I tried just to go behind him and just shoot him a bunch in the head after taking out his bodyguards. And that goes a little better, but he still does lots of damage to me, and I end up dying. Again. I try to take stim packs, but at this point, it's really not worth it. Yeah, when you're at 2 health, stim packs aren't going to do much on hardcore. Eventually, though, I am able to kill Benny after luring him towards me. This was the hardest Benny fight I've ever done. Usually, I always kill Benny easily, even on very hard. So yeah, after that, I can only imagine what's going to happen. As then I go to meet with Yes Man, as I decide to take out the casinos, take out the NCR, take out the Legion, and most importantly, take down House, a cold-hearted capitalist, to ensure that communism reigns supreme. Goodbye, House. Vegas no longer needs you. They got a new leader in town, and his name is Mao Zedong. As then, I upload Yes Man into the Securitron, and he ends up talking to me and shows me the upgrade. As then, I have an idea to take over Vegas with a bunch of communist robots. I wonder how many times I've said communist in this game. Probably a lot. As then, I decide to go and free some slavers, as I managed to kill a legionary. Well, I tried to, but yeah, it's kind of hard. Eventually, though, I just give up and decide to steal the key from him. as I can't let anyone be a slave to capitalism or be a slave in general. And then I go throughout the fort to meet with Kaiser and go into the bunker. You see, I wanted to turn the Securitrons on under the fort because, well, even though I don't have to with Yes Man, it makes things a million times easier, so I decided to do it anyway. As then, I am forced to kill some robots, and yeah, they just stare at me and look at me as I slowly shoot them down. Eventually, though, I am able to get a few stealth kills. I can barely see them, but as they walk, they slowly become more visual, and I shoot at them, and this was honestly really fun. Like I've said, I've never played a stealth build before, and killing them like this honestly made me kind of happy. On New Vegas, stealth is good, but it's not really overpowered like in Skyrim or anything like that, but it's still a fun new way to play, and if you haven't done a stealth build before, I kind of recommend it. It's new, it's fun, and it's just something cool to act around with. Also, I hate turrets, and stealth is the best way to deal with turrets. Who knew? Embarrassingly though, I did run out of ammo and have to reload to buy some more. Yeah, and Caesar doesn't let you out of the fort until you do that, so I had to do that all over again, which was not fun. I mean, I guess I could just try to run past them all, but I feel like that would be a cop-out, so I decided to get more ammo and just destroy the turrets one by one by hiding. Basically doing the same thing I did before, but this time I managed to find a little exploit as part of the turret was hanging out and it couldn't shoot me. As in, I turned on all the Securitrons, making my Communist Army ready for when the battle happens. As then I decided to go on a rampage. Since communists don't believe in gambling, I decided to go to every casino and kill them all, starting with the weakest one, the Atomic Wrangler, as I just shot the 2 leaders dead, and that took care of that. But just to be safe, I decided to kill more, because, well, these people who are working for the casinos are making these hard-working poor guys lose their money, as the working class should not give up their money for gambling. Instead, they should give it up to the state. I mean, they should work for the state for peace and prosperity. As then I go back to try freeing these hostages again, as this time I'm able to get a stealth kill and I'm able to let the hostages go. As then after freeing the slaves, I go to the Omertas, the hardest one, because they all had shotguns and submachine guns. Even though I had lots of healing supplies, I died a lot. Luckily for me though, my gun skill was very high, and I also had high luck, so I was able to get crits left and right. But even that wasn't enough to save me. My plan here was to try to rush in and kill Big Saul and just get out of there, as I lure the Omertas to little places so they have to fight me one-on-one. And I'm able to do that pretty well. I do lose a lot of health, but I'm able to kill the important named NPCs. I'm counting this as a win. Since the guards just respawn, my plan was to try to kill as many named NPCs as possible at every casino, except for the White Glove Society. I wanted to do that, but I also wanted to stop them from committing cannibalism, since, well, cannibalism is wrong. I think that's something we can all agree on. As I try to investigate, they send guards after me, as I try to get a stealth kill. Luckily, with my sneak this high, I'm able to sneak in my pistol all the time, but, yeah, this pistol doesn't do a lot of damage to them. You'd think it would, since they're just wearing a suit, a hockey mask, and they have a cane. But apparently a hockey mask is strong enough to block bullets. I don't know how that is. But eventually, though, I am able to shoot down the White Glove members, as then I meet up with a private investigator to learn more about the White Glove Society. As I'm meeting up with him, though, sadly, he is assassinated. As the assassin tries to take care of me, he has the same exact pistol, which is funny, so we're doing the same exact battles. But I win, because, well, I'm just better. Get better, noob. As then I'm able to sneak down to the kitchen and kill the chef, so I could take his key and free Heck Gunderson's son. He tries to charge in and stab me to death, but he's a little too late. As I free Ted Gunderson, I don't have enough speech to tell him not to go after the White Glove Society, so I just lie. My plan was to try to use my medicine to kill them all, but for that, I needed the head chef to bring it here. And when I ordered him to bring it here, he sees Ted Gunderson, and then he runs away. I should have figured something like this would happen. After all, he wouldn't want Ted Gunderson out, as I'm able to bring him back to his father and not tell him about the cannibals, and complete the quest. After saving his son from cannibalism, I am so disgusted I decide to bring down this entire casino, as I try to get some stealth kills to kill some bartenders and some important characters. But yeah, somehow they're able to survive my pistol with a top hat. I don't know how that's possible, but I am able to kill the named NPCs. But afterwards, they are kind of hostile. I want to do this stealthily, but I don't think that's possible with this gun. Luckily for me, though, that doesn't matter, because I killed the named NPCs, so I meet up with the Brotherhood of Steel. As I go meet with the Brotherhood and talk to them, I think maybe they'll support my communist state. Apparently, no. They put a slave collar around my neck and make me kill an NCR Ranger. Make me kill a fellow working class man. Yeah, this really pisses me off. But luckily, since I'm Mao Zedong, I can easily take care of this ranger no problem and not die one single time. Just kidding. I die a few times to this ranger. I always make sure to get him very low because I'm able to get some crits on him. But yeah, he is very, very strong. I mean, I'm fighting him with one of the weakest pistols in the game, and he has a strong, powerful rifle with reinforced armor, so it makes sense. But eventually, though, I am able to kill him, as I meet with the Elder, and he insults me and calls me a brute. Well, now I'm pissed off, and I decide to destroy the Brotherhood for their transgressions against Mao Zedong, because if you're an enemy of the state, then you're an enemy of the people. Don't question it, it just works. As I'm able to go to guard and steal their key cards. This was the easiest time I ever had getting the key cards. Usually I get science up to 100 or just, wipe them all out. I've never done a stealthy approach before, but it feels kind of nice, honestly. As then I go to the terminal and I blow up the bunker. The guards do shoot at me and are able to kill me once before I make it out, but next time around I'm a lot smarter, use better healing supplies, stay to the side. I also jump a lot. I feel like jumping helps them. It kind of destroys like the NPC's target and path to shoot you or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a coder. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I then make it out of the bunker and watch how the Brotherhood of Steel is destroyed. Serves them right. I was going to let them join my society and help fight against the NCR, but nope. They had to treat me like a slave. As then I go to meet up with the Boomers. And the Boomers, I want to help them because they remind me of North Korea. They're isolated, they love explosions, and their dream is to drop explosions all over the world, which is basically North Korea. Let's be honest. Even though they shoot at me, at least they treat me with respect and don't call me a brute when I actually get there, because I do die quite a few times, not gonna lie. But with willpower, the power of communism, and just jumping while I'm injured, I'm eventually able to make it to the gate, seeing the Boomers. After that, I meet with Pearl. As I talk with her, I agreed to help them out. And the first thing I need to do is to repair some solar panels, as this shouldn't be too hard. After all you have to do is go to Helios 1 and what? You need 20 repair and I only have 19? Ah, great. Well, at least we can work on the Chinese space program. I decided to go help out the ghouls that want to go to space, and show you some cool crits that I got on some ghouls, because, well, why not, I guess. The ghouls do pose somewhat of a challenge as they swarm me, but I do an exploit called jumping on high ground and shooting them as they're below me. Obi-Wan would be proud. As I strike them all down, one by one, I learned something. No matter how strong you are, you cannot beat the high ground. That will come in later. As then, I decided to wipe out the rest of the ghouls. Now, I could just run past them, but they are running at me, and well, they are workers that are forced to live an eternal hellscape with their mind being gone, so I do the right thing by putting them down. It does take a lot of ammo, though, a lot more than I wanted. As I meet with Jason Bright, he tells me about how they want to go out to space and start a space program. And so I decided to go down to the basement. As some Night King tried to jump me, it was stealth v stealth, but their stealth was better because they could turn invisible. But I was still able to put them down. As then I meet with their leader, and he tells me about the stealth boys that they need. So to get it, I decide to work my way through. by killing the guard. I mean, I guess I could just go through his quest and find out his dead friend, but ain't nobody got time for that, so I then kill him, talk with the Nightkin, convince him to leave, and I meet with Chris, who needs me to get some quest so I can, help them launch out into space. This quest is just really silly. It gets repetitive, but for some reason it never gets old to me, launching ghouls into space. Anyway, I easily deal with that, and the ghouls are launched off into space, turned in the Chinese space program in the post-apocalyptic world. Now, after I went through all that, I can finally repair all the solar panels. And with the solar panels repaired, I can then get more reputation with the boomers. Now, the best way to do it is to repair their injured, because usually each quest goes through like one reputation phase, but this goes through two. So all you have to do is do one, then just repair all their injured soldiers. But to do that, you need to have high medicine. So after that, I then put the floaties onto the plane underwater, but I was chased by lake monsters because, well, of course I am. This is Fallout after all. After that, I then have to kill the Mirelurks, as they do quite a bit of damage against me. Not gonna lie, I almost die, but I'm able to take them down luckily, and use some super stim packs, as then I release the bomber from under the lake, as I go back to meet with Pearl, and they agree to help me bomb the dam. Well, bomb the Legion on the dam. After that, I go out to get some sneak attacks on Carl, because if you kill him, you can actually get his journal, as it's time to convince the Khans to leave the Legion. You see, the Legion are trying to brainwash the Khans with fascism, so I'm gonna enlighten them with the glory of communism by helping them break their alliance with the Legion. As I was able to use Carl's notebook to convince Reggie not to join up with the Legion. That's one down, two more to do. And even though Carl was dead, somehow the Legionaries, well, they were sent after me anyway. And by Legionaries, I mean one. I thought this wouldn't happen since Carl was already dead, but this doesn't really matter because I'm able to shoot him down, and he doesn't really stand much of a chance. He does get kind of close to me, which worries me for a while, but after a while, it didn't really matter. And that did terrify me, which means every Legion recruit's going to take that many bullets at the Battle of Hoover Dam, which is great, I guess. Anyway, then I did a mission for the Great Khans, where I found out the Legionaries hanged someone to a cross that was selling Kims. That was with the Great Khans, so that convinced them out. Now it's time to go for the Deathclaw camp, which is everyone's favorite part of this quest, where I just use a stealth boy and hide past the Deathclaws. As then I make it to Melissa and tell her Benito Mussolini, Caesar, will make her into a slave, so she better not support him. As then I go with Papa Khan. I don't really have enough speech to convince him, to not join the Legion outright. So I have to talk to the followers of the Apocalypse and get information about the Great Khan's history. Eventually I find some nerd who bores me to death with it, and eventually as I finish talking with him, he tells me about the history of the Great Khans. I'm able to go to Papa Khan and tell him that his tribe is cool, and they just need to run away. So he agrees to run away. As then I go to wipe out the Powder Gangers. Well, the reason I did this is because killing some of them gives you good karma, and I didn't want to fight fiends, so yeah. I was hoping if I can kill enough of them, I can get enough good karma that I can convince the Legate to fight me by himself. Because I thought all you needed was good karma. Because when I googled it, it said have a speech of 80 or good karma. But yeah, that's, well, I'm just going to spoil it now. That didn't work out too well. As I was able to wipe out the Powder Gangers one by one, eventually they did gang up on me and do a number on me. The suit's DP was like 13, which isn't great, but I thought it would do very well against enemies that are, well, tutorial level, but apparently not. Yeah, this stealth armor isn't really the best. Maybe I should have done the DLC. Actually, that DLC would be impossible to do with this gun, so maybe I shouldn't say that because now you are all gonna suggest it. Anyway, I'm able to wipe out the Powder Gangers one by one, painstakingly slowly, and bring communist justice in. Not gonna lie, even though this was challenging, it was kind of fun. Just relying on VATS, hoping you get crits all the time to kill your enemy. It brought like a new element to the game that I kind of actually enjoyed. And if any of you have used the silent pistol before, did you get that feeling while you used it? I am actually kind of curious. I mean, you probably just used it situationally as you're supposed to, but if you used it like solely for a run, I kind of want to know if like you got like the same feel or no. Anyway, after that, I go to Yes Man, tell him I met with all the tribes, and then he informs me that it's time to save the president of the NCR. I could just let him die, but I decide to show him no hard feelings and to show him in my new communist Vegas, the NCR people are welcome to join paradise, and the best way to do that is to save their president. As I notice that the sniper was assassinated, I then go up here and assassinate the assassin. But he's able to take away a lot of my health, even with crits to the face, which should kill him because he's not wearing a helmet, he's wearing a hat for God's sake, but it doesn't. He's able to take it, as I have to circle around and shoot him until he dies. After that, I redirect power to Yes Man in the dam so we can activate the Securitrons there. As then I run out as the NCR shoot me. They were not happy that I did that. As I meet back with Yes Man, and I tell him that yes, I am finally ready for the Battle of Hoover Dam. Let's get this started. As I tried sneaking past most of the Legionaries, and it actually worked for a while, but eventually they did see me and they would shoot at me. But to save stim packs, I then started to drink sink water, because luckily there's a few areas where you can drink water from a sink or a toilet to regain health, which if you want to save up on stim packs is a great strategy. As then I don't have enough speech to talk the NCR guys into, letting me in, and there's no way I could kill them with this pistol. I then run past the heavy troopers and install Yes Man, as he tells me good job, and we have two options, as I decide to activate the communist robot army instead of, destroying the dam's power. As I watch the Securitrons destroy the two heavy NCR troopers, which is actually kind of satisfying to watch. As then I go and turn on the power for the dam so we can take it over. As then I try to sneak into base, which actually kind of works somehow. I don't know how this worked. Until I got to Lake Atlantis. My good karma wasn't enough to help me fight him one-on-one, but I figured maybe if I hit on this rock and just kept shooting at him, I can actually do something. But no, I couldn't. There was simply too many of them. I was getting shot from too many directions. I even tried again, but yeah, as you can see, it didn't go out too well. So I then go back to get more speech. There is an exploit where you can talk to Angel Williams and just keep asking her the same question over and over again, and you'll get XP for it because it's an infinite speech check. As then I put all my points into speech, I was then able to talk the NCR heavy troopers to let me in this time, as I was finally able to talk Lake Atlantis and to fight me alone. And this, unironically, was the longest and easiest Leggett fight at the same time, because I would just hide on this rock and shoot at him. He would shoot at me, but for whatever reason, he didn't use his overpowered pistol. Instead, he used a rifle that did barely any damage. I don't know why he didn't use his pistol. I've never seen him do that before. And I swear to God, I'm not using a mod or something. It's just weird. If you ever seen him use this rifle instead of his pistol, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I was able just to stand on this rock, and after using bullet after 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 bullet, you get the point. Lots and lots and lots and lots of bullets. Eventually, after just whittling him down over and over and over again, to the point where my hands were going numb, I was finally able to lay down Lake Atlantis. Proven, yes you can beat Fallout New Vegas as a Chinese soldier. Well, not yet. I guess we have to kill General Oliver, but that's the easiest part. We never have any trouble with this. I'm sure my Securitrons will easily be able to kill him, and I'm dead. Yeah, my armor took a lot of beating, so I only have 7 protection. But this time, I was able to make it to a wheelbarrow and hide behind it and watch him die. Proven, yes you can beat Fallout New Vegas as a Chinese soldier. Hope you all enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I should have done this in Fallout 4 because they have Chinese weapons. Next Fallout 4 run, I'll do this. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Love you all. Peace out.